see that 20-year-old glow? They can put the Botox in their faces, but you can't buy that 20-year-old glow.
To do.
If you're just going to sit and live with mom and dad all your life until Prince Charming comes and saves you, that may not happen.
I promote women can have it all.
I personally don't think women should vote.
Every single thing you say is literally appealing to men.
I think you're evading the question.
Well, I think the advice you give to women is awful, and I don't think it comes from true happy that really happy. You wouldn't be so triggered.
I rated my husband for absolutely no reason.
I just looked at 2 seconds, I was, oh, that's a gay man.
When I was a boy,
Yeah, and the reason she's saying that's a gay guy, she's saying your husband's a beta. That's what she's saying. And you do see that a lot. Like Michael Knowles is kind of effeminate. They're kind of feminine leaning, and it's because they never had to do the work of like killing that part of themselves and becoming straight savages. I'm not saying the world should be this way, but I try to just stay objectively what I see. You guys, maybe you see something different, but there's like it's so like, and now the men are like, so let me get this straight. I got to do all this work for these these fat whores. Yep. Sorry, guys. Very sorry. I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? All right. Love ya. Thank you for the super. But that's what the women are saying. She's saying, you didn't win. You married a beta. Okay.
Told there would never be a war between the sexes because everyone was sleeping with the enemy. And somehow that actually isn't true anymore. Somehow men and women are not sleeping together.
Yeah, that is still true. But betas are dumb enough to believe. Like, I always can tell if a guy's kind of blue-pilled because he believes women too much. I'm like, alphas, here's the thing. Alphas have banged out the girls telling everyone they're virgins. Alpha guys they don't give women the benefit of the doubt because they've been the side dude. Once you've been a side dude, there's no going back. So he's saying, oh, they're just sexless, Gen Z. No. More men are getting niced out of sex. More men are sexless. But do you think the women are not getting banged out by Chad and Tyrone? Now, the 5s and 6s, they might go periods where they don't get a guy they deem is like hot enough or whatever. But they're still getting banged out by like Tyrone, Chad, Glocktavi. Don't let these girls fool you. If she's 18, come on.
Yeah, I guess that's good if they're not married, but they're also not getting married and they're not having kids. There seems to be a spike in men hating women, a spike.
Oh, and even Lauren Southern, I think she's been on his show. She was banging the enemy. She was banging Destiny and she was married.
In women hating men, an abundance of dating apps and yet a dearth of dating. So to help me, an old man, make sense of this, I have invited on 3 hip, cool, young Zoomer women. That would be Melanie Mack.
Zoomer? She's 40. Bruh.
Emily Wilson.
She's a millennial. These are millennials. I think me and Emily are like the same age.
And Savannah Stone. Ladies, thank you for being on the show.
You see that 20-year-old glow? They can put the Botox in their faces, but you can't buy that 20-year-old glow. What a nice.
Thank you so much for having us.
So my friend Tommy Lauren has gone viral for talking about this problem and placing the blame at the feet of stay-at-home boys.
Leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkward.
Like, who are you women? You're talking like a guy. You're socially awkward when you have that, like, can you imagine being home and Tommy's just like, nah, 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 like. And I know, I'm not saying I'm, the queen of charm or whatever, but it's just who are you to...
As something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. They did much the same thing with quiet quitting, where you can go to work and do less, and if you call it quiet quitting, it's somehow better. But Laura, I gotta tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to, I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. That's a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim.
Pickings are slim. It's all the boys' fault. It's not the girls' fault. Emily, what say you?
No, I'm with her on this. I'm not saying that there's not blame across the board. I don't even think it's a men hating women, women hating men. I think it's everyone hating each other problem right now, because I see it women against women, men against men. But she's right. I mean, I live in Beverly Hills. Most of the men around here come from money. They're complete mommy's boys.
Yeah, so what is she complaining about? Betas. Simps. Well, I want you guys to understand, women hate simps. We hate them. We can't stand it. It gives us a level of like disgust. Biologically, we were not made to reproduce with simps. We weren't. Monogamy, again, like the kings were having too many side chicks, and they were like, all right, these men are getting angry. We gotta ration these women out. Yeah.
Stay at home until they're literally in their late 30s. And there's guys who walk around and they're TikTokers. I mean, she makes a lot of good points. I agree with everything she's saying. I don't ever put 100% blame on, but yeah, she's right. Men are also.
Yeah, I don't agree. Look, half of men have infrastructure jobs. Men have made life way too comfortable for women, where we think, again, most of the stay-at-home sons or whatever I know, they're just saving money. They could buy a house, but if they get along, they're not like women. Women, we don't get along with the family and we argue, whatever. Men can just they can get along with people forever.
Also becoming a bit feminine.
Okay, so if you had to place the blame, you say it's not 100%. Is it 90-10, 75-25?
But I think it's 50-50.
Can you eat the same dish 3 times a day for the rest of your life? It's such a sad reality we have to live with as women. We could love a man so much and he'll get sick of banging us. He just will.
50-50. Okay, so then then it's not primarily the boys, it's the girls and the boys. Savannah?
Yeah.
I would say both, but I have a little bit of a different perspective because I live in the South. So most men are very masculine, they're manly, they go hunting, they provide for women. And I would say where I live, it's actually mainly the women, and I'm going to contribute that to modern feminism. Just the fact that they don't want to be traditional, they don't want to live this traditional life, but the men are looking for that. But they're struggling to find traditional women because modern feminism has told women that their career is more important than having a family.
Okay, so you're placing the blame more at the girls' feet.
Yes.
And in this conversation, I used to have a lot of these. It's kind of pointless. Women are not going back to the kitchen. So what are we going to do about it? They're not going back to the kitchen. You're not getting a virgin. Anybody that sells you that, I mean, maybe if you go to a college campus, but these girls are doing shit in high school, Yeah, so.
Okay. All right. Melanie?
I think it's 50-50. I do think it's a society problem, but
I mean, it's definitely a woman problem, but I would say society doesn't tell men how important being hot is. They really downplay that. Again, women want the fun guy. We don't really care about money too much. We might say that, but that's maybe that, if she says that, she's looking for a beta. The only time a woman loves you for you is if she sees you as alpha. But by the way, the same guy could be beta to one girl and alpha to another. It's just how a woman sees you. For example, there might be a woman that Leonardo DiCaprio would be a beta to her because she dated a drug dealer or something, it's just okay.
also have to say that if you live, so I live in Texas, and here in Texas, there's not this stay-at-home mommy boy epidemic going on for the most part, at least in the Bible Belt where I'm at. Men are masculine, they're working hard, and the women are feminine out here for the most part. So I think if you really want to get away from all of that, all of these, everybody want to be a TikToker, everybody want to be a Kardashian, because this is on both sides, then move somewhere that has good biblical values.
You have a sleeve. The audacity. I have talked in the past about my struggles with food and sugar. I was just like all of you. I would stress eat, celebrate milestones and good times with sugar and greasy foods. I would go on a vacation and I would binge eat. But recently, you've seen a progress in my physical health. I was able to run a marathon recently and really hone in on my diet. I will have to be honest and tell you that I didn't do this alone. I was able to change my entire mindset about food and dieting with Hypnosio, a revolutionary self-hypnotherapy app designed to transform your weight loss journey by addressing the root cause of weight management challenges. Hypnosio harnesses the power of your subconscious mind to create lasting behavioral changes. Hypnosio's science-backed approach is based on clinical research on hypnotherapy and can lead you to rewire your automatic food response to change your emotional eating habits, reduce your stress so you can focus on weight loss in a positive way, build emotional resilience so you can overcome food anxiety and social eating habits. Studies show that participants using hypnotherapy sustained weight loss maintained for 18 plus months after stopping therapy. Hypnosis-based programs reduced BMI and emotional eating significantly compared to standard diets. All of these benefits from just 15 minutes a day of hypnotherapy with Hypnosia. Weight loss requires a change in your body, but also a change in your mentality. And hypnotherapy can be the change that you need. Use the link in my description box in the pinned comment and grab 15% off your first subscription. You have a sleep. Okay.
Okay, so that's a great point, but now we're at 50-50. So it's not even 50.001 to 49.999. You're saying it's exactly 50. None of you want to place the blame at the...
Well, part of it's not giving men the right information. If you guys want like attraction stuff and like very specific detailed stuff, you should look up Ryan Stone. There are guys that focus on getting men the right information, but yeah, I mean, because if you gave men a step-by-step instruction manual that was accurate of how to seduce women, men would have too much power. They can't let you guys get that much power. They got to shame you into marriage or trick you into marriage.
Girls or the boys' feet. Okay, fair enough. Very diplomatic, very nice, very complimentary, and very trad in many ways. But then how do you fix it? If you got the boys acting like girly men and you've got the girls acting sort of vacuous and promiscuous, then how do you...
What's kind of funny is Michael, he's nice, but he's kind of girly.
How are the two going to...
She's a bit masculine. They're all... I mean, the 20-year-old's probably the most feminine out of the three, and who could... Like, obviously, she's 20. She's still got life in her eyes. Do you see that? Like, she's got life in her eyes. Less life, even less life. It's like our life in our eyes just goes down as we age.
To meet.
I think you only fix this with God. You only fix this with biblical values. I think the reason why society has gone so chaotic like this, a huge reason why, is because...
I don't care. I just want to tune out. Like, mute. But I gotta, oh my God, I'm only 5 minutes in. Oh my God. I'm only 5 minutes in. I got this requested so many times. Okay.
People have, and society has steered away from these values. They normalized hookup culture, which is not good. This is why a lot of the youth aren't dating anymore, because that's not healthy at all. And then you've also got a very selfish culture. Everybody wants to feel like they're the prize. And the problem with feeling like you're the prize when you're seeking a relationship is you're looking for a servant instead of an equal partnership.
This bitch, I see her on Twitter. I'm swearing so much today. Some things about me are just bad. They're just not good. I don't know what to tell you. But she reads the Bible every day, and she still says you should look for a partner. Women, it's like they can read, but they don't comprehend.
You're both putting in 100%.
So what's the practical advice? I mean, at least to the men. Maybe I could give practical advice to women, but what would you say to the men?
Why are we asking them that question? Sending you patience to deal with this atrocity. Thank you, sweet auntie. Thank you. I gotta denounce a lot of this. I gotta do it.
Who are stay-at-home boys who can't get a girlfriend? What say you, Emily?
So get a job, move out.
So again, women always teach you to be better betas. That's what women always teach you. They never say bang her and ghost and then fuck her friend. It's always be better for women. So notice the women, we default to having men do things for us.
You don't need to be online. I don't think online is necessarily.
Have you seen Clouded Men, Emily? And no offense, I like Emily, but I gotta just say where I disagree. If you see this, it's nothing like. I was actually gonna text her and tell her she could call in, but this is just my perspective. A Clouded Men get so many points. I mean, if men have the chance to be online and have the personality to have a presence, you'd be stupid not to,
A place for men. I think it's a very feminine thing to do. And I just think men need to have.
But that would give men power. So.
I mean, this is like a rabbit hole because obviously, yeah, we've like neglected men, which, some people can agree with, some people don't. But I just think, yeah, it's a big thing. It's going to be where they're raised, what they're raised by, what religion, what culture, what they're around. I mean, there's so many factors to it. There's literally no black and white answer. And if there was, we'd already have it figured out by now. But obviously there is going to be some aspect of embracing normal traditional gender roles. So it's like, yeah, I think maybe if men were out and working and not on TikTok, things would be a little bit better.
Women are on TikTok. Women are overwhelmingly the ones on TikTok. I think the app is like 80%.
But I don't know. I don't have a definite answer for any of these things. It's also culture. Things have changed. Also, it's so expensive out here. Most men are like, it would be insane to be like, how am I going to be a provider? You have to make millions and you still feel like you're at the poverty line out here.
So what do you say? You say things have changed. That's totally true. I haven't dated.
Yeah, the issue is not money necessarily, but most women want to be in like a hip area, they want a certain lifestyle. Kids aren't that expensive. It's the mothers. I like Emily. Look, didn't I give Emily a platform? Look, just like anyone, there's some stuff we disagree on. Good. She's a nice person, all right?
Since before dating apps existed, actually, believe it or not, because I married my high school sweetheart. And so I just missed it, and I didn't have to deal with a lot of modern dating, even in my single years. So what do you do? Like, if you go out on a date with a guy, you say things have changed. It's hard out there. You got to be a zillionaire to get a wife. First date, does the guy pay?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Always.
100%.
Every date.
Yes.
Every date. Okay. Does the guy open the door for the girl?
You guys are not getting men opening the door for you. Here's the thing. When he asks these questions, right? So the honest one. It makes them look bad if in the group one of them says, no, men don't do that. Opening a car door really has never been that normal. Like they'll open a door, but like a car door, most people just get your passport and grab some popcorn and watch The End of the West.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Does the guy expect any improper behavior that really should only exist between a husband and a wife?
No, of course, out here.
Yeah.
They shouldn't.
Hold on, wait. Is that of course yes or of course no?
They shouldn't.
Of course, yes.
They do expect it.
Yeah. Michael, come on. Come on. You were banging hoes in New York or whatever big city you came from. Look, nobody's waiting till marriage anymore. Because again, most people that are waiting till marriage, they just have a tendency, they want to, they don't want to do the burden of performance. That's just a tough one.
Is that good? Should they expect it or they should not?
Whatever. I mean, I'm not going to demonize them. It's what.
Like, can you imagine a 40-year-old divorcee with a sleeve saying you got to wait till marriage? You should wait.